0.5% pay raise for junior troops. The bill also putting DEI on the chopping block. Amendments include eliminating the chief diversity officer, along with DEI-related offices and personnel, as well as a hiring freeze on those roles. The bill is now headed to the Senate for consideration. Derrick Anderson is an Army veteran who served 6 tours of duty in the Middle East. He's now running for Congress as a Republican in Virginia. Big primaries coming up this Tuesday. He joins us now. Derrick, thanks for being here. I got to believe you appreciate the pay raises for junior troops, because for too long, the guys that enlist, go through basic training, can barely scrape by once they join the military.
Yeah, Pete, this is a great thing that we have going on for our junior enlisted soldiers and our military members, for that matter, across the board. As you know, Pete, we're in a very interesting spot with our military, considering the fact that our recruiting is at an all-time low. We have our adversaries overseas continuing to push back on us. I was a Green Beret. I fought overseas. A lot of my guys are still fighting overseas right now. And I can tell you, from a tactical standpoint, our service members are being attacked over and over again by these Iranian-backed organizations throughout the Middle East. And this is a time we need to support our service members more than ever, especially when we see our adversaries emboldened by the weak policies by the Biden administration. No doubt. And you mentioned those recruiting numbers. Recruiting is in the tank. And some of it has to do with pay, and the pay has increased. But it's also the social justice stuff. I wrote a book about it. You know it very well. This bill would strip out a lot of the DEI and CRT stuff in our military. If you would explain to our viewers, why is stuff like that so problematic when it comes to units, but also recruitment? I mean, Pete, it really comes down to just training, right? Our service members are supposed to be trained to fight our adversaries overseas, not sit in a classroom and talk about these type of topics, right? When we see our service members that are sitting in a classroom talking about that, rather than going to the range, rather than doing battle tactics, training to fight our adversaries overseas is what our service members are supposed to be training to do. And so, it's somewhat disheartening when I hear from my fellow Green Berets overseas right now that they're getting attacked over and over and over again by these Iranian-backed organizations, whether it be through the kamikaze drones, whether it be through missiles or what have you. It's disheartening to hear that, the liberals on the left want to continue to increase funding for these DEI programs when our service members need to get back down to the basics, because our adversaries are watching us. They're watching the weaknesses on the Biden administration right now, and it's time that they get back to the basics.
Absolutely right. Well, you're facing a big primary this Tuesday. What are you, with your ear to the ground, talking to Republicans in the 7th District of Virginia, like what issues are rising to the top?
Yeah, Pete, so we have last day of early voting today here in the Virginia 7th Congressional District. I'm from Spotsylvania County. That's where I grew up. So I have the great luxury of hearing my mom every single day tell me what she has to deal with and what is grinding her axe. Look, Pete, the people here in the 7th Congressional District in the Commonwealth of Virginia, they're feeling the pain, whether it be the economy or the border. Right now, the average Virginian the average Virginia family is paying about $1,100 more a month just to live, Pete. That's not to go on a fancy vacation. That's not to go on a cruise. That's not to go to a fancy dinner. That's just to live. And so folks here are just not able to catch up. They're not able to afford to live. And the border is hitting us here in the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth of Virginia is a border state. We saw just a few weeks ago that we had these 2 illegal immigrants posing as Jordanians, that are Jordanians that are posing as Amazon drivers trying to get across our front gate here at Marine Corps Base Quantico. So we're feeling the border and the economy. We have an election on June 18th, Pete, and I'd love to earn the support of the people here in the 7th Congressional District, the people that raised me.
You got it. Green Beret Derrick Anderson on the ballot this Tuesday. Good luck. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks for having me.
You got it. All right. Kate Middleton spotted for the first time in